We got to talk about 2003.
We are going to talk about 2003. It's a fun year. Fun year.
It's a year.
It is a year. We all four of our movies made a ton of money. I think they all made over 100 million. If Mystic River did not, it was at least nominated for Best Picture. Lost to Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's dive right into it, Corey. Mystic River.
Yeah, so Clint Eastwood's family drama epic, really, set in Boston. This is a great film. Sean Penn, Tim Robbins, Kevin Bacon, Lawrence Fishburne, if I remember correctly, Laura Linney. It's got a great cast. And, Sean Penn, probably, I would say that this is probably my favorite performance from him of his career, other than Fast Times at Ridgemont High, probably. It's a very, very, very dramatic and roller coaster type of drama film about Sean Penn's daughter who disappears, and it's definitely on brand for a Clint Eastwood movie. He's really good at doing the very realistic dramas, and I think this is still one of his best ones to date. I watched it relatively recently, maybe within the past year, and still holds up really well. So, yeah, it's a great film.
Read the book; it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Dennis Lehane, my favorite author.
I didn't even know this was based on a book.
So,
yep.
Murph, correct me if I'm wrong. Is this the same author that wrote Gone Baby Gone? Those books?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
So this is a mystery of sorts, or it's just?
Yeah.
I like mysteries.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really gory, JP. So I think you would.
It's not gory at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's intense.
As long as you're not like torturing people in front of me, I really don't mind that much.
It's a very realistic, intense, like family drama. So, but I think you would really like it. It's got a great twist, great mystery, great acting. Definitely check it out.
So the writer of Gone Baby Gone and Shutter Island.
Right, I was just thinking about Gone Baby Gone.
Yeah, I watched that. I watched that with the past couple weeks again.
It's a solid adaptation. I saw the movie way before I read the book. So the book just flushes things out. But yeah, I mean, the three leads are fantastic. As is much of the supporting cast: Marcia Gay Harden, Lawrence Fishburne, etc. Cool. Where can you find that, Corey? Where's it on?
HBO Max. It's on HBO Max now. Yeah.
Sweet. All right, let's dive into the superhero world, Doug.
Yeah, so I picked X2 X-Men United. The sequel to the X-Men franchise. Yeah, I really like this movie. This was the movie where superhero movies hadn't yet hit their stride with Marvel. But this was kind of like a little bit of a beacon of hope. The movie starts out with that awesome Nightcrawler scene, with Nightcrawler just like fucking kicking ass. That's the coolest Nightcrawler ever is in that series.
Breaking into the White House.
Yeah.
That was wild.
Yeah, it was so good. That kind of that power where you just kind of like where he just can teleport with the smoke was just the choreography and the way they shot it was just awesome. So I got super hyped when I saw that. To me that it's one of the sequels that are just better overall than the first movie. And it ends with so much promise because it ends with the setup to the Phoenix, the Dark Phoenix with Jean Grey. And I remember seeing the Phoenix like set over the water, and I was like, "Oh my god, they're doing the Phoenix story. Third one's gonna be so good. I can't wait." And I just like
never made it.
I was just so hopeful, and then you get the third movie, which is a dumpster fire where they just fucking kill everybody, and
then they tried to do it again, And then
almost ruined the franchise.
Ruined it again.
So I picked this movie because it was a high note for me and that X-Men cast that completely. It was before I knew any better or knew the future of where that franchise was going to go with The Last Stand. And they were just going to fucking ruin all the hope and promise that I had in the second movie.
Speaking of Nightcrawler, Alan Cumming was such a good Nightcrawler.
Mm-hmm.
He was a good character.
The original X-Men cast overall, I think, was a really good cast.
Yeah.
It just didn't get you. I mean, Patrick Stewart, I don't know how you're ever going to top that Professor X. So damn good. He is the whoa. What was that like? Slow? Are you kidding me?
I'm not saying he's better, but I do like McAvoy in First Class as Professor X.
Better than Patrick Stewart? Better than Sir Patrick Stewart?
I'm not prepared to go to war over this. I'm just saying.
Doug is triggered.
And I like Fassbender more than Ian McKellen.
Ooh.
Better than Sir Ian McKellen?
Just because they have a Sir in front of them does not make them
Just because
better.
they've been knighted, Doug, doesn't mean they're.
You had so many superhero movies to choose from in 2003. You could have went with Hulk from Ang Lee.
Oh God.
We did have a
Dirk on Instagram, yeah.
My God.
Or Daredevil with Ben Affleck.
Oh.
Yeah. Such great movies.
Such classics that have just stood the test of time.
Yeah, no, I stand by X2 being. Yeah. If those were all the superhero movies that year, I think X2 wins it handedly.
I was a pretty big fan of Ang Lee's Hulk.
You were. I remember us getting into loud arguments after seeing Hulk because you were a big proponent of it while we were not fans of it.
It was a very interesting movie. It was like 10 hours long. Done.
It felt 10 hours long.
It was like one of the longest movies in my life. Like I remember.
Meanwhile, it was only like 120 minutes.
He got bigger the angrier he got.
And the movie got longer the angrier he got.
Yo, that would be fucking great, actually.
Looking up how long it was because it definitely wasn't that long.
There's no way it was 120 minutes.
Oh man, I see 120 and it's the budget 120 million. I was like, damn, I was spot on with that guess.
$1 million.
Okay, you're right. It was kind of long. It was 2 hours and 18 minutes.
All right,
so that's way longer than
that's pretty
most
long.
Superhero movies were at that point in time.
Yeah, but I mean, not for today's standards though.
No, now it's short.
Yeah.
Endgame is going 3 hours.
God damn, that's a long movie.
Mm-hmm.
How I found the time to watch it so many times is beyond me.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Which Endgame or Hulk?
Okay.
Endgame. I've not watched Hulk since I bought it on full screen DVD.
I was gonna say it has to be full screen
in 2003.
Oh man, when you had the option of full screen or widescreen.
Hell yeah, it was full screen all the way.
A different time.
It's the Snyder Cut. It's coming back full screen.
Goddamn right. You're gonna watch
I
it
remember.
on your phone.
Do you remember when they had widescreen VHSs? When that was the anomaly?
I do. Star Wars.
Our next door neighbors had a T2 on widescreen VHS, and it was like, what is this freakish thing that's on my flat screen or my big tube television? Why are there black bars for half of it?
Star Wars Special Edition was like that. At least the one that I had.
I saw a great defense for the Snyder Cut the other day. They said, "Oh, you won't complain about bars going this way on your TV, but you'll complain about them going this way." I thought about Doug.
But they don't really the bars don't show up on really anything anymore. I haven't seen a bar
because the TVs have the same aspect ratio for widescreen now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we haven't had a problem with that since DVDs.
Snyder Cut, baby, bringing it back.
Pretty soon.
Vertically.
All right. Let's enter the world of Fast and Furious. We skipped it in 2001. Let's talk about it now.
You know why we skipped it in 2001, Murph? Because this is how I entered the world of the Fast and the Furious. I saw this movie
that we all
first.
needed.
What a way to enter this world.
I had no fucking idea what I was watching when you guys brought me to the theater to watch this. I didn't even know what the hell the Fast and the Furious was. And what I saw was the most sexually charged car movie between two men that I've ever seen in my life.
It's so true. It's like a love story. It's a romance. It
It
really
really
is.
is a romance.
Oh, man.
It really is a romance.
I remember when I first like brought this up in like a text message chain, like I don't know, 10 years later, when I was like this, I'm like, man, those movies, or the second one is the most homoerotic movie like ever made. And
It
everyone's
really
like,
is.
what are you talking about?
It's so true.
And now you see it.
When you go back and you watch the first Fast and the Furious and you think, wow, there's no way that you're ever going to top the love between two men of Dom and Brian. And then they introduce Tyrese and they just crank it up to another level.
They
Yeah,
set it down in Miami and just things take a turn.
Yeah, out of control. And you got Ludacris in there and just so many fucking bright colors and so much bad CGI in like the end credit scenes when there's these really poorly modeled 3D cars driving around everywhere. Dude, I honestly don't know how I had the motivation to go back and watch the first one after watching this, but somehow I got pulled in and it became like my favorite franchise of movies ever made up until they started really going off the trail there. But Too Fast, Too Furious. What a
Yeah, I mean
ride.
it's fun. I mean, objectively, it's the worst movie, but
Yeah.
I will easily watch that versus like probably the most 3 recent installments.
Yes.
It's fun. I've watched it.
100%.
I caught it on TV, I think, within the past like year or two, and it's fun. The villain is great.
It's Cheese City. It is just
It is.
it's ridiculous.
I like the villain a lot. Like he's cheesy, but
Carter Verone.
he's like literally the mustache twirling type of villain, and I love it.
Yeah, he's it's great. You got Flass. He's got kids to feed, but he's just kind of an asshole.
He gets a rat chewing through him.
Yeah. Was it Ava Longoria? Not Ava Longoria. What the fuck's her name?
Eva Mendes.
Yeah.
Ava Mendes. So good in that. And then they bring her back in like one of the post-credit scenes and one of the more recent ones, and then toss her away again.
Isn't Buffalo Bill in that one? Isn't that his first?
No, that's the first
No,
movie.
he's the first.
Okay. Bilkins comes back for this one.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for Bilkins' return.
He's gotta.
Bilkins and Ted Levine from Silence of the Lambs. I'm waiting for him to return also.
And maybe
I feel like I'm gonna be waiting until I die because they're never gonna come back. But
probably.
Oh well.
You never know. They're not
you
going
could
to
probably
stop
give
making...
up when they die. I don't think they're going to bring them back. So
they're just going to keep
I don't want to think about
movies.
that. Yeah, it'd be sad. But yeah, Too Fast, Too Furious. What a fucking ride. I will watch this one the most over. I think it's like 1, 5, and then Too Fast, Too Furious.
So what? X2 was on Disney Plus. This one's on HBO Max along with Mr. Gruber.
HBO Max, yeah.
Doug, have you seen this one, right?
I don't know. Probably.
You're like, this is when I decided to stop watching them.
It's like, I don't know, man.
Tokyo Drift is the one after this or before this?
Well, technically it's
I mean,
before.
Technically.
Yeah, it's before. It's a prequel.
If you want to put them in order. But yeah, it came after this one.
Okay, the last thing I remember about Fast and Furious was Tokyo Drift, so I guess I saw this. But I would have seen it in 2003, I guess. So it's been a while.
It's worth another watch.
We're eagerly awaiting you going through the entire franchise before F9 comes out in May.
I mean, I'm
So I can do
episodes, Doug.
I'm gonna do that.
That's gonna
Get ready.
9 episodes.
Get
in a row
ready,
Doug
Doug.
reviews Fast and the Furious.
Oh man, we just got to have a camera on. I'm just live streaming Doug watching all these movies, including Hobbs and
probably
Shaw.
just be like, why did people like this movie?
No.
You'll like Fast 5. Fast 5 is awesome.
Fast 5.
It's just a really good action movie.
Yeah. I watched that 2 weeks ago. I had to rent that movie because for some reason HBO Max has 2 Fast and the Furious movies, and it's Too Fast and I forget which one, but not one I want to watch. And then Hobbs and Shaw, which I got halfway through and then turned off. Man, Too Fast, Too Furious. Says it in the song. So good.
Beautiful movie. All right, and let's close it out with Old School.
Yeah.
Luke Wilson, Will Ferrell,
Classic.
Vince Vaughn. Todd Phillips follow-up to Road Trip. I remember seeing the trailer for this when we saw Catch Me If You Can, which we talked about last week,
Wow.
for the first time, and being like, this movie looks hilarious. And it was. Absolutely love this one. I'd say it is still one of my favorite Will Ferrell movies. I don't even know who I consider. Vince Vaughn's probably the funniest character in this movie, in my opinion. It was the one that got me into both, like, really the Frat Pack, like all three of them, along with Jack Black, Ben Stiller. So a lot of these people that were just in comedy between like 2000 and 2007 that just dominated comedy before like Seth Rogen's crew just started taking over when Knocked Up came out. But yeah, this one is just a blast, and it holds up so well. I can still throw in my DVD. I think it's like one of the only DVDs I've actually watched since like being a homeowner.
Wow.
Yeah, like in the past like 6 years, I'm just like, all right, you're worthy of actually picking up a DVD and watching it in widescreen, not full screen. But yeah, I
How do you
don't know.
sleep at night?
I know. I don't know how. I don't really have much to say about it. It's just I really fucking like it.
I remember I saw this movie for the first time on an airplane.
You didn't
I
see it with
was-
us in theaters?
I don't think I did. I think I distinctly remember watching it on an airplane, and it was me and my brother sitting next to each other. We both had it on, and the scene where Will Ferrell's like got the dart in his neck and he's pushing kids down.
Yeah.
We had so many people staring
was-
at us because we were laughing at the top of our lungs. So he palms the kid's head and just shocks him. That
It's
gets
a
me
great,
every time.
great Sean William Scott cameo too.
Oh yeah, with the mullet.
After him being in Road Trip, that was a nice touch bringing him back.
Yeah.
I guess Corey, we probably saw it at Valley View
remember
with some of
seeing
the
it in
other
theaters.
guys back in the day, because we were, I guess, in high school at the time. And I do remember this being like the big movie that summer when we went to football camp. That like people would bring like a fucking PS2 or like a DVD player, and like Old School was the movie that was just like in there for like the entire like 4 days or whatever it was. Just great R-rated comedy. They haven't really. That was like one of the last like full raunchy, like no positive message at the end or anything. Like they're not like trying to really redeem themselves or anything like that. It just feels like an 80s comedy, but in the 2000s.
Yeah.
I feel like the only one that gets close to that is the first Hangover,
Which
Same-
is Todd,
same director,
Todd Phillips,
yeah.
yeah.
He has nothing positive to bring to this world, and I love
Yeah,
it.
he's all about like dark comedy, dark humor. And he always has great cameos.
He really does.
Always incredibly messed up like characters. Walking in for the gangbang with
Here for
Luke
the
Wilson's
gangbang.
girlfriend, cheating girlfriend in Old School. He's the toe sucking guy in Road Trip. Incredibly creepy.
He's in the elevator in the Hangover.
Yes, he is. And he looks like he plays the same character in every one. He's
He
got
looks like
goofy.
he plays himself.
Yeah, that too. And they just all are creepy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was the start of Will Ferrell's ascendance. Following year, we'd have Anchorman, and
Mm-hmm.
It
goddamn,
made so many
great
comedy
run.
careers.
Yeah, yes, it did. Will Ferrell's or Vince Vaughn's shtick got old very quickly. He did the exact same performance as Old School in basically the next 10 movies he was in.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But thankfully, he's changed things up of late. And Luke Wilson is just Luke Wilson.
Yeah.
There's really not much to say about that guy.
He's
Owen Wilson's less talented brother, who's just an okay presence on screen. He's just an everyman.
Yeah.
He does a good everyman though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
man.
he does it well. Granted, I agree he's not as talented as Owen Wilson, but I enjoy his presence when we need a good everyman to root for.
Yeah. If he shows up in something, no matter how minor the role, I'll be happy to see him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 2003. Anything else about it?
No, we got our shout outs from Instagram handled. If it's pretty constant. We do these every week. It's we're doing 2004 next week. Let us know.
Yeah,
what
no
you think.
surprise. 2004 is next.
Yeah, send out your picks for sure.
Yeah, we'll
2004,
read
I
it
think,
here.
was a really good year too.
2004 was a solid year.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2.
Yep.
We didn't talk about Spider-Man. Maybe we'll talk about Spider-Man 2. Anchorman, like I just mentioned. A lot of good ones. So maybe we'll talk about Van Helsing.
Ooh.
Anything's in the cards.
You
right
know
now.
what I almost picked for this year? League of Motherfucking Extraordinary Gentlemen.
The movie that caused Sean Connery to retire.
I fucking love that movie.
In one fell swoop.
Sean Connery did not like that movie.
Good. Well, you know what? Sean Connery doesn't like a lot of things in life. You know what? He did it. He brought me joy.
2004 does have a lot.
Yeah,
It's definitely an upgrade from 2003.
What do we got, Doug?
I think we should keep this a secret.
All right. No, not what we're picking, but just some big movies. I mean, I know it was Shrek 2, Passion of the Christ,
We do try and stay
Harry
away from
Potter,
big movies,
and The Order of the Phoenix, or no, Prisoner of Azkaban.
Prisoner of Azkaban, yeah. Alfonso Cuarón joint.
Those were a bunch of big movies that year. Troy,
Day
After Tomorrow, yep.
Friday Night Lights, Butterfly Effect, Miracle.
Ooh, Butterfly Effect. Okay.
Barbershop 2.
Dude, not nearly as good as Barbershop 1.
Anchorman.
It's like the same movie.
The Village, Dodgeball.
Fahrenheit 9/11.
13 going on 30.
Ooh, I think
$1 Million Baby.
Aviator.
2004.
The Machinist, Euro Trip, Napoleon Dynamite. I mean, there's a
Aviator.
I feel like it was a really good year for comedies.
Man on Fire.
Yeah, Dodgeball. Was 2004. So yeah, we're gonna have a fun time
Fat
talking
Albert,
about that.
starring Kenan Thompson.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Kenan Thompson, star of NBC's Kenan.
Oh yeah.
Now on NBC. But yeah, send us your picks. You send us your shout outs. We promise we will talk about them on next week's episode. If you do not, then we will just talk about the weird movies that we like or don't like but want to talk about.
I mean, we're gonna do that anyway, but
at this point, I feel like we're mostly just gonna talk about movies we like. But we'll see what happens. We'll throw in some weird picks. All right, that's all she wrote. We will see you next week. Send us your 2004 picks. Peace.
See ya.
Bye, 2003.